In this presentation, we will talk about how time value of money is such an important concept when you think about saving for the future, whether it is 1 year or 30 years down the road. First, let's talk about 5 keys to investment success. Anyone can accumulate substantial sums of money by applying the following 5 steps. Note that these are keys, not secrets. There really aren't any investment secrets out there. Make investing a habit. For most people with a small amount of money to start with, the key to building up wealth lies in developing the habit of adding to your investments regularly and putting the money where it can do the most good. For example, suppose a person takes $5,000 and puts it in a savings account where it earns a safe 2% annual interest, compounded monthly. 20 years later, that same deposit has grown to $7,699. That's nice, but it's not going to finance a worry-free retirement. Suppose your goal is much higher than that, perhaps $250,000. Assume you have 20 years to reach that goal and the same $5,000 to start with. What's a reasonable return to plan on, and how much will have to be added along the way? At 10%, with $5,000 to start and a goal of $250,000, you would need to contribute $279 at the beginning of each month to the investment account. With an 8% return, $380 a month will grow to $250,000 in 20 years. You won't succeed if your goal is just to save and invest for your future. You have to be more specific. If you set vague goals, such as financial security or a comfortable retirement, then you'll have trouble measuring your progress along the way. You will be more successful if you set goals that you can grab onto, goals that will excite you. Instead of financial security, why not say $500,000 net worth by age 70? Setting investment goals is a lot like reading a map. Before you can get to where you want to go, you've got to figure out your starting point. Your goals will be influenced by projected income, job security, risk tolerance, and age. In addition, the time you have to achieve your goals should influence the kinds of investments you might consider. Let's talk about the different types of goals. The best goals are SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time limited. For example, an unsmart goal would be to say, I want a car. It would be smarter to say, I would like to save money to purchase a used 4-door Honda Civic with less than 50,000 miles within the next 2 years. Examples of things people might want to do in the short term include paying bills, buying clothing, or taking a family vacation. Intermediate term goals may include starting an emergency fund, buying a new car, or buying furniture. Goals that are long term might include buying a house, changing jobs, saving for retirement, or even going back to school. In order to achieve long term goals, you have to start doing things now. You will want to use different saving and investing vehicles for each type of goal. Suppose that a family vacation is one of your goals and that you would like to achieve it next summer. Such a short time frame suggests that the volatile stock market wouldn't be a good place to invest the money you're setting aside for the trip. Low-risk vehicles such as CDs, for example, or money market funds that allow you to withdraw your cash instantly by writing a check may be a better choice. Maybe you'd like to buy a new car in 3 years. With more time, you have more flexibility. Safety is still important, but you are in a better position to ride out the down times in the financial markets and take on a little more risk. For medium-term goals like these, consider longer-term CDs that pay more interest than the short-term certificates you would buy to help finance your vacation trip. A comfortable retirement is probably the most common of all long-term goals. A college education for your children is another. For goals like these, you can afford to take more risk. Consider a wide range of possibilities: stocks, corporate and government bonds, and long-term CDs for diversification. Also take advantage of tax shelter plans such as individual retirement accounts, such as IRAs, and most college savings plans. IRA earnings accumulate on a tax-deferred basis, and contributions may be tax deductible as well. 401k plans provide many of the same advantages and might offer employer contributions that will help you reach your long-term goal. Investment universe is vast, and there are plenty of resources, such as newspapers, books, internet, and investment advisors, who can help individuals decide how to rework their portfolios as their circumstances change. Risk and investing go hand in hand. In fact, risk can be defined as the chance one takes that all or part of the money put into an investment can be lost. The good news is that investing risk comes with the potential for investing reward, which is what makes the whole process worthwhile. Even seemingly no risk products, such as savings accounts and certificates of deposit, carry the risk of earning less than the inflation rate. Controlling risk means more than being comfortable with an investment. The basic thing to remember about risk is that it increases as the potential return increases. Essentially, the bigger the risk is, the bigger the potential payoff. That might sound exciting, but turn it around, and the bigger potential payoff, the bigger the risk of losing. Does this mean you should avoid all high risk investments? No, but it does mean that it's smart to confine them to the top of the investment pyramid, where they can never occupy a significant portion of your investment portfolio. Invest only as much as you can afford to lose because you might in fact lose it. It's important to recognize the risks involved in every kind of investment. How many of you are familiar with the time value of money? The concept is very simple. The more time you have to save and invest, the more money you can end up with. Money invested over time is compounded, so that even small amounts invested regularly can add up to impressive sums. The time value of money concept states that consumers generally prefer a dollar today more than a dollar in the future. If you have to wait to receive the money, you will expect to be paid. A simple way to determine how long it will take for an investment to double in value is known as the Rule of 72. To use the Rule of 72, divide the percentage interest rate into 72. The answer will be the number of years it will take for money to double in value. For example, with an interest rate of 6%, it will take 12 years for that money to double. Rates of return, as we have said, increase with greater risk, and the power of that greater return is seen in the above graph. This graph shows the value of a dollar invested in the year 1964 and how it would have grown over time until 2008. Over time, greater risk investments work harder for you, but the graph indicates that you must have a relatively long time period before you want to use the money in order to capture the greater overall return and avoid a short-term drop in value. To help with this chance of loss, the key to a winning investment strategy is to have a plan that includes several different investment categories and to stick to that plan, even at times when it seems like the wrong thing to do. The investing in multiple investment categories, as well as multiple investments within each category, is known as diversification. Never put all your eggs in one basket. The way to accomplish this is through diversification, spreading out savings and investments over multiple categories in order to minimize the danger posed by an up or down in any one of these categories. Owning a variety of stocks and bonds may be one way to diversify your investment, but this is most easily accomplished with mutual funds and is a vehicle of choice for non-professional investors. This chart shows how any one investment vehicle, bonds in this case, can fluctuate greatly over time, which shows that the more diversification your portfolio consists of, the better off you will be in the long run. This presentation was made possible by the Secretary of State's office as well as the Investor Protection Trust.